Now, I am so happy to have on Everyday Period this week a man who knows something about beautiful women. And we want to hear from him what are some of his period experiences working with so many contestants who are vying for the crown of Miss Universe Jamaica. This is Everyday Period. You don't want to miss this.
Information shared on Everyday Period is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider with any questions or concerns you may have regarding your health or medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you heard on this show. Your health is unique and only a medical professional can provide personalized guidance.
Everyday Period removes the taboo, the stigma, and the awkwardness from reproductive health and introduces real, compelling conversations to encounter greater understanding. Hi, I am Shelly-Ann Weeks, the Period Lady, and I'll be your host and guide as we navigate the murky waters of all things reproductive health. You see, I have a guest beside me, and we're so happy when we have men on our set because we are definitely going to be having a very riveting conversation with this gentleman here. And let me tell you a little bit about him. He looks simple, don't it? This man is the director of the Miss Universe Jamaica East competition. And you know, the competition has been broken up in different segments. You know, as a matter of fact, when we explain it to you, I'm sitting right here, sir. Mr. Jermaine Blair, welcome to Everyday Period.
Hi, Shelly, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. First of all, tell us what happened, because it used to be just one Miss Jamaica Universe, and it was broken up. Tell us, explain how that situation happened.
All right, so Miss Universe Jamaica is the national body.
Yes.
And the national directors, Carl and Mark, has decided to franchise regions.
Oh.
What we found is that, you know, when you go to Miss Universe Jamaica, we want persons to go there ready, trained, developed, ready for the opportunity to get the crown. And so the regions help to develop our women and help them to be more prepared for the national competition.
Okay.
In addition to that, we find that persons want to get some experience in pageantry and want to be able to reach a competition easier.
Yeah.
We want to be able to reach a wider cross section of people across Jamaica. And so the regions allow us opportunity to reach those persons as well as to help to develop the women and prepare them for national.
Oh, wonderful. So your region is East.
Yes.
What parishes does that cover?
So East covers literally Eastern Jamaica, Kingston and St. Andrew. We have a part of St. Catherine, mainly Portmore, that we've included for this year. St. Thomas, of course, and Portland.
Okay, fancy. All right, well, let me tell you something. I have worked with some of the ladies personally inside of the Miss Universe Jamaica East competition, and they are absolutely fantastic. Happy to announce that one of the ladies that I had my eye on is the newly crowned Miss Universe Jamaica East, who we're going to invite here on Everyday Period. Can I talk to her? This is what I'm going with her. Troy and Anis, congratulations again, Troy, and she was the well-deserved obvious winner. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about your experience. He's around 30 plus beautiful women all the time. And I can imagine there must be some period stories in there somewhere. So I'm going to just ask you straight out. Tell me a period story. You don't have to give me the name. You don't have to give me anything specific about who it happened to. But tell me something that stands out to you just dealing with this pageant. Any sort of period experience that you can recall.
You see, endometriosis is a real thing. And a lot of our women experience, I've noticed being in pageantry and being exposed to some of the issues that women face, is that a lot of our women face reproductive health issues that contributes to the side effects when they are getting their period. I've learned that through pageantry and working with the pageants. We're talking about fibroid, we're talking about endometriosis, we're talking about PCOS, right? Women have this and they don't know until they go to the doctor because the pain becomes excruciating, and the doctor says, hey, here's the reason why you're feeling this kind of pains. Every year we have persons who are suffering from PCOS. Every year we have a situation. I mean, this year we had a young lady who she could not be at rehearsal for a couple of days because of endometriosis, because of PCOS. Right? So and then we've had a situation where one of our young ladies went out and because of her irregular period, she had to get some help from some of our ladies, and thanks to Shelly-Ann Weeks, who made it clear to me that you need to ensure that you're prepared for these eventualities when you're around women. We were able to quickly source some help for her and to help her to have pads and so on for that moment, because she had a regular period and her symptoms are not as extreme as others. That stood out to me and that taught me some lessons, right, in preparing for competition as well. Listen to me, men. The mood swings are real.
Not talk about the mood swings yet. I want to hear about the mood swings, but don't go there say it. I just wanted to say to you that you were very open and very receptive to the idea that you have to think about period because of what you're doing. Because a lot of people don't connect pageant and period, like what period? They're in gowns like glamour and makeup and hair and all of these things, and they have to walk a certain way and all of these things, poise and how period get into that. I love periods don't stop for pageants.
Exactly.
Hashtag that.
Exactly.
Right? So I really love that you're so open to that.
Don't stop for anything. Right? I mean, listen, the reality of the matter is that it's a natural part of the woman's function. Her bodily function requires that she produces eggs, she sheds them, she reproduces, she sheds, and it happens consistently all the way through menopause. And we just have to accept that this is a part of life, a part of women, a part of the natural reaction of the body, and we as men have to be supportive enough to try and understand how we can help them.
Yes.
And so it's not about ignoring period, but rather preparing for how to help them through the process.
Yes.
Each of the time they're going through the process. I tell you what, Shelly, when the sashing soiree, so it's so interesting, when we're having the sashing, which is the launch of the 2025 competition,
right,
a number of the ladies were actually having their period.
Interesting.
And they were bloated, and somebody writes on Instagram, them girl, you're pregnant? That's how insensitive people are.
Wow.
Right? And because a number of them were actually seeing their period.
Yes.
And in that moment, I had a lot of moods and a lot of different emotional situations to deal with. Yes. So we'll talk about that later on.
No, well, let's talk about it right now, because I really want you to point out. I mean, the whole emotional point of it is a sort of sore point for a lot of people, because a lot of persons hear that a woman is on her period and immediately think, oh gosh, she's gonna melt down, she's miserable, and say all of these things. So that's a sort of stereotype. But what has been your experience being around so many women? I bet the periods think up on you too, don't it?
Listen to me now. One of the, more than one things. Let's talk about the actual physical period. We've had to talk to ladies about hygiene, and I noticed that when some women are seeing their period, there's a certain smell that comes with it. So you have to take better care to ensure that you are more deodorized during that period, right? That's one. Two, what I've also found is that women, when they're seeing their periods, not all of them have mood swings. I had to learn that.
Yeah, because
the stereotype is that every woman I go come with attitude and mood and all of that.
Go off for you for no reason.
No, not all of them. There are some of them who actually understand how to keep themselves in check and does not actually have the mood responses. What I found though is, and this is just my own, listen, there's no statistics that I read, there's no research.
We're talking about your experience.
I'm talking about my experience. What I found in my own experience though is that the women who have the harsher symptoms tend to swing more with their moods.
Yes.
And one of them explained to me recently that, listen to me, Jermaine, when she's going through a period, it's almost like you're you lose control of your body. The pain that you feel, you have joint pains, you have stomach pains, you have nausea, you have headaches, you have weakness, all kinds of things are happening to you, and you can do nothing about it except take a pill or just go through the day.
Sometimes you take the pill and don't work.
And it does not work. And when she said when your body is pushing and pulling against itself, what can you do except have a mood?
That is a great explanation. And one of the things that I really try to make men understand is sometimes it's not pain, it's just your body don't feel like your own.
Yeah, that's
You're literally,
that's exactly what
it's like, you live here, this is your body, your clothes not fitting right. Remember said they're in pageantry, you know. Remember said you're expected to look a certain way.
Exactly.
Even when they're on the stage, remember what they're doing is a whole heap of physicality involved.
Precisely.
They try and they fit the dress, and this is the dress that they're wearing. I know they're coming to the event and the dress not zip up because they're bloated. And so that is frustrating.
Yes.
And your body is doing, and you don't know what it's going to do until it happens.
Precisely.
And so there's a whole heap of elements, and so it's not just they're just big and miserable.
No.
You also have to take into consideration that these changes are unpredictable, and you don't know the severity of them until they happen.
Consistent.
And exactly, and then all of the preparation that you will do, you still won't cover everything.
Exactly. Listen to me, I don't try to understand the emotion. You have some women who have the same situation, because even after the competition, I've been doing this for 3 years, I still have ladies that call me, that reach out to me, that want to stay working with me and stuff like that, and I appreciate them. Right? So East I've had a really great set of women so far. But what you find is that even in sometimes they don't have the same two responses from the same woman. Right? The same woman, That's why I used to try and understand it. No, I don't try to understand the woman. I just try to be understanding of her situation in the moment.
Excellent point.
Right?
And on that point, don't worry yourself, you have enough more to tell me. That's what I talk to you, because I like when man have to spend time around women and learn from them. He has a lot more to share. When we come back from the break, we're going to hear more from our guest, pageant director, Jermaine Blair, Miss Universe Jamaica East. Don't move.
Let's normalize the talk, celebrate the experience, and make periods something we're proud to discuss. Welcome to the conversation. I want to hear from you. If you have any questions or comments about the topic, or if you have a question about reproductive health generally, send us an email at embraceherflow@gmail.com. You can also like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Period TV. And just remember, we are here for you. Everyday Period is brought to you by Her Flow Foundation, empowering Jamaicans one flow at a time.
Welcome back to Ask the Period Lady. I'm here with my wonderful guest, pageant director Jermaine Blair. He's the pageant director of Miss Jamaica Universe. Miss Universe Jamaica East. Yes, so before we left, we were talking about his experiences, working with so many women, and he was telling us a lot about what he saw. But I want to hear from you. What are some of the things that you learned that you just didn't know? Like tell me something that surprised you. Like you're around all of these women, they're having these experiences, and you're noticing different things. Tell me 2 or 3 things that really just was such a learning experience for you.
One of them is the irregular period. I thought that was a certain time I want that the period comes for each woman. You have women that will not see their period for 6 months, and then suddenly it just comes down. The next thing is the mood swings. As I said earlier, I thought that every woman would have had mood swings with period. That's not the case necessarily. Again, the persons who have the symptoms that are more extreme tend to have greater mood swings and greater emotional imbalance in those moments, right? 3, I learned that we have to be understanding. I don't need to understand her, I need to be understanding of her situation in the moment. I had to learn that the hard way, because being the regional manager of Miss Universe Jamaica East and having a training program that women should stick to for 6 to 8 weeks, when a woman is having that situation in that moment, and you don't always know, because women are not going to feel comfortable just sharing that I'm on my period this week, right? when something is happening and you don't know why, you have to pull back as a man to ask, you know, hey, would you like to share? Rather than, hey, you need to be in training, you know? So that is something that I had to really learn, how to manage, how I converse with them when it comes down to the strictness of training itself.
Right.
You know? Yeah, and listen, as I said, Shelly, when these contestants go out to train and they go through all of this process and coronation night comes and they don't make that cut, so they even make the first cut and don't make the second cut and they're on their period, Lord God. You better have a psychologist backstage.
Oh,
because
that's so like a specific story, man.
He's going to ball. It's
ball
not one
is
story.
going to
It's
ball.
more than one of them.
Oh.
It's 3 years of doing this.
Because everybody emotions high, you know.
Exactly.
So even the experience itself is a lot of it, and the excitement and the nervousness and
Oh my
you know
gosh,
you're
man.
prepared for this thing and know you really want it and it's so close and you just missed it. So
Listen,
yes, I can only imagine.
Ladies will literally say, it's because I'm bloated and my dress don't fit, why didn't make it? Or you will hear all kinds of things that never existed before. All kinds of what is wrong with me. Even though they go through the empowerment sessions and all of that, they say by the period done next week and the competition finished.
They're fine.
Oh God, thank you for this
such
training. It was an
amazing
amazing experience. I'm like, weren't you the one backstage acting up like
Balling.
balling like, you know? So when I have to be cognizant and prepare for all of these things. And a very important thing, if you're working with women, ensure that you partner with an organization that distributes pads, or try to have some, because you don't know. At any time, you can just pump on them.
If women are around, menstrual products should be around.
Yeah.
That's my thought on it. I think that just like how we try to make toilets available with the different amenities, you need something to wash your hand, you need tissue to use. I think menstrual products need to be in every single bathroom, every single year, especially if you're in control and that's your decision. Just make it a standard to have menstrual products available, especially when most of the people who you have to deal with are women.
Exactly.
Because it is going to be very, very
How could I miss this very important point, Shelly? Thank God for Shelly-Ann, a good friend of mine who is open about period, and she has taught me to be open as a man about period and to having a conversation. Did you know that about 40% of women who are absent from work is resulting from period poverty?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did tell me that, right? And I want to
No, it's
highlight
actually that statistics that one girls
in schools, right? Miss school because of period poverty. And did you know that there are women who are absent from work?
Yes.
Because they don't have sanitary napkins to use.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and they call in sick, but it's simply because the salary not enough for them to buy pads.
Not just
Or
that.
them do all the pads in the moment.
Sometimes it's not just the fact that the salary is not enough, but you know how it is. We live a life, and sometimes an unplanned expense. So for the most part, you're able to deal with the thing, and you're able to pay expenses, and something happened to your car. I know you have to buy brake pads for $120,000, and you have to pay that money there one time, and you don't have that disposable income. So now you have to pay that money because you need the car to work, and you need to buy your essentials, and your budget simply cannot manage it. So for this month, you're gonna go into the bathroom and you're going to roll up a whole heap of tissue, which is why I say to CEOs, every time I get that audience with them, I say, listen, if you provide free menstrual products in your office, you will save money on tissue, because I guarantee you that if you do not have the menstrual products and your staff need that product, they might go in the bathroom and they will take the roll of tissue and put it in them bag and carry it home. And even if they don't carry it home, they might go roll it up so and use it to make a makeshift pad, and that don't last very long because they will bleed through it very easily, so they have to change it often, and they can easily go through a roll of tissue effortlessly.
You hear that?
Yes.
I learned that during pageantry. Right? So yeah, I am appealing to our men to be supportive.
Yes.
And to our CEOs, as you said, Shelly, to just see how best we can just pay attention to this need, this essential service for our women.
Yes.
Because it's real.
All right. Since you're saying that, and you're giving advice to me, let's talk about that. Give the audience, now, a man in the audience who's watching it and hear you talk, and I said, "Sure, that's a foolishness, that doesn't make sense." Tell him how he can support a woman that he cares about, because the people normally this not apply to them until they have a daughter or maybe them wife or somebody when they care about. So what have you learned that you can say to another man? Listen, make sure say you do this for your daughter or your mother or your wife or whoever, the woman that you care about?
Listen, I think it's important that first and foremost, parents allow their daughters to understand from early enough about period and what to expect. I'm already being involved in pageantry. I'm seeing where a lot of young girls in certain communities, especially, they don't, when they're seeing their period for the first time, in this day and age, they are clueless about what it is. So interesting, right? And they need to understand what it is. Also, when certain things are happening to their bodies and the different changes and the period and the different symptoms are happening, they don't know why. And when it's happening to them and they don't know why, they go to other persons for advice, who now knows that this girl is maturing and ripe and ready.
Right.
So you have to really pay attention to these things. As it regards our men, we have to bring ourselves to a point where we are willing to give our women grace and be understanding. I hear some of the husbands that are married for 30, 40, 50 years say, listen, I just say yes. I just say, okay, honey. And it's not because they're weak. It's just that they understand that in that moment, wifey may not be her best self. And not being her best self requires that you can pull back a little bit and allow her to just have her moments and do her venting. And then when all of the period done, you can go back to her and say, hey babe, you alright? I'll go kiss her again and then move on to the next month.
I'm happy you brought that up, because yesterday that hug her up and kiss her up something there. A lot of the times during the time when anybody fight against you, you just need some comfort and you need some affection. And we are taught in our culture that period is unclean and therefore you cannot touch a woman while she's on her period, because if she touch you, you become unclean and all the things. I'm sure somebody out there knows the Bible verse very well. But the truth is, in that moment, closeness and affection is a great way to help her, because she'll release those serotonin hormones in her brain, which will calm her down, will make you feel loved and cared for, and it can be really, really helpful in her time of need to just love on her and show her some affection. So you can't just write her up and say, she never had her period, we should go over this stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And ignore her the entire time. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just hold her.
Precisely. And buy the pad.
Oh,
There's no
man.
shame in that.
You know, sometimes to tell man to buy a pad in a real life, and you can't just go in a supermarket and buy a pad.
Your woman on a period, she at work right now and she have the last pad in her panty. In her underwear.
They
Right.
call panty
Yeah.
too, they need
Okay.
panty.
She have her last pad that she using now and she call me and say, babe, I'm in a meeting and I can't leave. Help. What you gonna do? Make sure blood up herself now?
Oh, you don't have to wait to get that call in a supermarket. You know, we should wear buy one.
Well,
All
I
you
mean,
should have at the house.
You probably don't know, so she never carry that lady.
No, I'm not talking about on the day where she don't have none at all. I'm saying if you're in the supermarket and you're walking past the aisle and your sister, her pad is there, buy it and carry it home. It not spoil.
Yeah.
Carry it go
And
on.
with that said, learn which pad your woman uses. Because there are different types. I learned that during pageantry. Right? You have the one with the wings and the one without the wings.
Correct.
And you have the one that they insert, the one that is flat. You have the thin one, the
Yes.
thick one.
Yes.
Yeah, and you have to understand the
You
different
see why
underwears
it's
that they use.
important for man to spend time in women's spaces. The education
Boy,
is so
listen to me, the
valuable.
amount of things I learned. The type of underwear you wear,
Yes.
it can also determine the type of pad that you wear.
Correct.
You know, and if you're going to go seamless or if you're going to go bingo or... Yes.
If I love seamless party, oh, it's getting so interesting. Don't
Yes,
you go
already
anywhere.
something
Our nice guest Jermaine Blair is here to tell us all the things that he learned about period during the latest pageant, Miss Universe Jamaica East competition. And when we come back, we're gonna be talking about asking the period lady. He's got a question for me. Let me see what it is now. See in a bit.
Period is brought to you by Herflow Foundation. The Herflow Foundation is dedicated to improving menstrual health and addressing key social issues affecting women and girls in Jamaica. Through advocacy, education, and direct support, Herflow works to break the stigma surrounding menstruation and empower women to live healthier, more fulfilling lives. Herflow's flagship project is to end the period poverty in Jamaica. Since inception, Herflow has donated over 9 million menstrual products to Jamaicans in need. To learn more about Herflow, please visit embraceherflow.com.
And now it's time for my favorite part of the show, Ask the Period Lady. And you know how it is whenever we have a guest in the building, they get to ask the period lady the question. So what's your question for me today, Jermaine?
I had one in mind, but I'm going to change the question.
All right, we're not going to know a difference.
So, I want to ask you, I know you had a journey with period and cramps and so on, and you wrote a book. And that book is something, and the journey is something that you documented because it helped you.
Right.
Please tell me, what can make a difference for these women who are experiencing extreme symptoms in period?
You have to get obsessed with taking care of yourself.
Okay.
And when I say obsessed, I mean you have to be that girl. You have to be the person that asks questions about what's in the food. You have to be the person that is very specific about the things that you use on your skin. You have to read ingredients. You have to go and hunt down the nutrition. You have to refuse a certain food. And you cannot choose your food just based off if it tastes nice. Because if it tastes nice, it's only helpful when the food in your mouth. And then you have to swallow it. And then your body has to face the consequences of the nice taste. Right? And if it tastes nice part is like 10 seconds. 15 seconds if you chew properly. Right? And so we really want to emphasize how important it is for you to be aware of how your body functions, how you take care of your body. So that means you have to eat properly, you have to get your rest, you have to move your body, you have to make sure you get your vitamins and minerals, you have to deal with stress. Listen, let me stop at stress for a second. We underestimate how much damage we are experiencing in our bodies because of stress. Stress has a physiological response. The stress hormone cortisol, when your body is bathed in cortisol all the time, it affects your ability to heal. It affects your ability to concentrate. It affects your ability to rest. And all of those things are necessary for you to function at your optimum. So you have to get obsessed with taking care of yourself. You have to be the person who you're not going to drink half a bottle of wine in a one go.
Right.
I know how it is. Is that we live in a wine drinking world now. Everybody drinking wine and it's nice and stylish. They get different wine things and all that. There's no reason in the world for you to be drinking wine every single day.
Right.
Right? So even your alcohol intake, you have to watch that. You have to make sure that when you go to the doctor, you ask questions. And if you don't hear what you want to hear, ask another question. If you don't understand, ask the question again. We have to get proactive with taking care of our bodies. I don't know about you, but I only got one. I don't have a spare. So you have to take care of it as if it's the only one you have and give it the best of what you can, and that will make a world of a difference.
Wonderful. Hear that? And you can buy your book.
I Changed My Body. I changed life, nothing in my book. I changed my diet and changed my life. It's available on Amazon. Go get it. So come back.
Everyday Period fam. If you're loving these real unfiltered conversations about reproductive health, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Join the movement by liking, sharing, or dropping your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Let's keep breaking the stigma and spreading the knowledge. Periods don't stop, and neither do we. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Herflow Foundation.
Oh my goodness, it's been such an awesome episode. I want to thank my guest, Jermaine Blair, Pageant Director and Regional Manager for Miss Universe Jamaica East. Jermaine, you get one last word. Tell me one final lesson that you learned that you want to impart with the world. I say, look here, make sure that you know this because this is important. What would that be?
Have grace with our women. Be responsible enough to be understanding enough. I cannot emphasize it enough. Be responsible enough to be understanding enough. Not understanding how women work, but be understanding of her situation. Because the fact of the matter is that there are times when they hardly have control over what happens, or sometimes none at all. And us and the kind of grace and support that we give as men can help to make it better.
I like it. And we're going to end it right there. But before we go, I just want to remind you that reproductive health is not just about period or pregnancy. It's about how you take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, even socially. As you go through this world from puberty to menstruation, reproductive health is a massive part of our overall health. So be good to you, be good to yourself, and take care of each other. Remember, Red Run is on the 25th of May. Make sure you sign up, visit our website, herflowfoundation.com. Sign up, bring a friend, bring a group, bring a whole crew, and let's just have a good time on the 25th of May at Hope Gardens. And if you're not in Jamaica and you want to sign up and support somebody, you can do so too. Go to the same website, herflowfoundation.com. See you next time. I am the period lady. Take care. Walk good.
To get in touch after the show, send your questions or comments to embraceherflow@gmail.com. Until next time, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Period TV. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Herflow Foundation. Our website is embraceherflow.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. Thanks to our production team, April on Digital Pro, for the great support, and thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Take care. Walk good.